From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, October 27th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.69 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,271 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $684. Antiwar.com reports, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a flurry of airstrikes Wednesday against the Idlib province in North Syria killed at least 35 civilians, including an estimated 22 school children, when one of the strikes hit a school. The observatory said they were not clear if the attacks were carried out by Syrian or Russian warplanes, though later reports from other sources attributed the attacks to the Syrians. The Idlib province is controlled by the al-Qaeda-linked Nusra Front. This has made it a regular target for airstrikes, though the comparative lack of intelligence on the location of Nusra fighters means that the attacks have a tendency to hit civilian bystanders. Few Nusra fighters have been caught up in any of the recent strikes. The main fighting between Nusra and the Syrian military recently is over Aleppo, though there is also considerable tension along the border between Idlib and the Latakia provinces, with the Syrian military having talked up a potential invasion of Idlib from the coast for a while. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.xyz, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. UPI reports Alabama's State House Judiciary Committee is demanding Alabama Governor Robert Bentley and several of his senior officials testify under oath for their impeachment investigation. Legislators on the Judiciary Committee said a formal request for the governor and several of his top surrogates to answer questions under oath as part of impeachment proceedings alleging Bentley committed willful neglect of duty and corruption in office. A letter sent to Bentley suggests he, his chief legal advisor David Byrne, director of legislative affairs Wesley Hilton, and Director of Federal and Local Government Affairs Zach Lee appear at the office of Jack Sherman, the lawyer appointed as special counsel for the impeachment hearings. The impeachment stems from accusations by former Alabama Law Enforcement Agency Secretary Spencer Collier that the governor used state resources while trying to have an affair with a political advisor. Bentley is also accused of trying to stop Collier from signing an affidavit in a criminal probe of then House Speaker Mike Hubbard. It is unclear whether the committee has the power to issue a subpoena. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a federal judge in the conspiracy trial of 7 people who took occupation of a U.S. wildlife center in Oregon dismissed a juror over questions of bias on Wednesday, then ordered jury deliberations to begin anew with a replacement. U.S. District Judge Anna Brown, as she directed an alternate to step in for the disqualified juror, said it's a new jury, a new day, a new start, stressing that the reconstituted panel must renew its consideration of the case from scratch. She said they cannot pick up where they left off. The jury's impartiality came under scrutiny on Tuesday on day 3 of deliberations when the panel sent a handwritten note to the judge stating that one juror had professed to being very biased at the outset of the jury session last week. According to the letter, a copy of which defense lawyers showed journalists, the juror cited his past employment with the Federal Bureau of Land Management, though it left unclear whether his supposed bias was for or against the government. Brown questioned the juror behind closed doors on Tuesday and said afterward she found no basis for concluding he was biased, but defense lawyers said that they were not convinced and filed a motion on Wednesday calling for a mistrial unless the judge agreed to dismiss the juror in question and restart deliberations with an alternate in place. The judge agreed to dismiss the juror on Wednesday, deciding she had no other recourse. Brown said that opening the jury to further interrogation on the matter would have undermined the sanctity of deliberations, which must remain private. The 12 jurors were excused from court for the rest of the day and were to meet again on Thursday morning for further instructions. It remained unclear when deliberations would resume. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.